That's the look right there. Good morning, welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott. With me is going to be a whole bunch of people today. We got Nash and Sabrina.
Morning.
My parents, and then a couple of work friends, and a couple of family members of work friends. Today's adventure is out at the Olympic coast because it's going to be the nicest weather out here for once, and it's good tides. We'll see how many we do today, but at least this first adventure is going to be doing Third Beach, which is the northern entrance to the South Wilderness Coast. Don't mind her. So Third Beach, you'll see the ratings there. It's a mile and a half of flat forest walking through Sitka forest down to the beach, and then the beach itself is about a mile long itself, so it's anywhere between 4 and 6 miles depending on how much beach walking you want to do back and forth.
Are you okay?
If you want to continue past Third Beach, you have to go up a sand ladder up and over, I think it's Scott Point, up and over Taylor Point down onto Scott Beach and Scott Creek, which is becomes the northern entrance to the South Wilderness Coast. We did the southern entrance of the South Wilderness Coast to Jefferson Cove and Hoe Head about 1.5 years ago. Oh my God, these two. I'll post that video right there. But otherwise, I'll show you the map so that you can keep your shit together for 5 seconds. For the love of God.
Go ahead.
So we're parked here. We're going to come down this trail here and walk along the beach here. If you go back up the road and just off screen is up here is the famed Rialto Beach and Hole in the Wall. Second beach is right there, which we may do later, which I will tag there if we do go do later. But yeah, in a future video, you can come all the way down here. And it's one continuous trail all the way down. And then eventually comes down here, and we did this section down here to Jefferson Cove. So these beaches are cordoned off from each other from these major sea stacks. You got Teawhit Head separating Second and Third Beach, and then of course you have to take an overland trail up and over Taylor Point to get down to Scott Bluff and Scott Creek. Let's see here, book-wise, Olympic Mountains Trail Guide 4th edition does not have it because this is not a mountain hike. It explicitly does not talk about any of the beach trails. 100 hikes in South Cascades and Olympics. The very last one is the South Wilderness Coast, Third Beach to Hoe River. So it talks about it in length if you want to read about more of it. And then finally, Day Hiking Olympic Peninsula 2nd edition, hike number 131 talks about Third Beach specifically, giving a detailed description of how to get to the beach and how to hike the beach. And then of course, at the very end, extending your trip, it talks about going further towards Scott Creek and beyond. This beach, I would say, is probably number 3 or number 4 on the list
Number 3, my lord.
of top beaches on in the Olympic coast inside the park. Number 1 would be Rialto. Number 2. Number 1 would be Rialto Beach. Number 2 would probably be Shy Beach. And then number 3 and number 4 would be Third Beach. And then doing the Ozette Loop, so out to Cape Alava and Point of the Arches. And then after that, I don't know, it gets a little mucky. I'll probably make a full list and show that to you there. Other than that, oh, so the reason this is number 3 and not further down, both of you shut up, is because at the far end of Third Beach, there is Strawberry Bay Falls, which is a 140-ish foot waterfall that drops down off the cliffs and directly into the ocean. I think it's the only waterfall, I think it's the only spot in the state where there's a waterfall dropping directly on the beach. Oregon and California have a handful, British Columbia has a handful, but out of all of our coastline in Washington, is the only spot where there's a waterfall dropping directly onto the beach. Other than that, I don't think I have too much. We will see you walking on the trail. So the first 1.5 miles or so is through this predominantly Sitka Spruce forest. The first actual half mile, this is on a true old road bed, and then we'll veer off to the left and bail off the road spur and head down to the beach. So Olympic National Park was formally created in, I want to say, the mid to late 30s. It was created as a national monument in the 19 teens. It wasn't upgraded to a national park until the 30s. But the entirety of the coastal strip, so Claylock, all the way up to here, and then all the way up to Lake Ozette, that didn't get added on into the park until the 70s, and it almost never got added into the park because oil companies came out here during the 60s, I think 50s or 60s, and had drilled a couple of oil heads and found some oil. Hence why on the other end of this South Wilderness Coast hike it's called Oil City, because they had a couple of almost productive enough oil heads. So eventually there's a whole bunch of pushback against that, and in order to keep it from ever happening again, it got turned into a national park. And the very furthest tip of the coastal strip up at Shai Shai Beach was last to get added, and that didn't get added to the 80s, and that almost became a hotel development, and it was finally stopped, and Shai Shai Beach was added, which is very good because this is a very nice beach. Like I said earlier, it's the number 2 beach on my list of coastal beaches out here, and eventually we'll go out there and I'll post that right there. But ooh, feelings already out and done. So the weather is supposed to be about 55 and sunny.
Perfect.
We just gotta burn the coastal mist clouds out because there was a storm system that came through last night. Yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous.
Gorgeous day.
So this isn't super exciting.
But
We'll let this run for a minute or two down the forest, and then we'll kill it until we get to the beach.
Yeah, springtime, limited options.
Yeah, first week of May. It's
Beach,
pretty much
river, or desert.
Yeah. And we did the desert the other day, which was really nice. And now we're doing the beach. And pretty soon we'll do the forest, because I really do want to go up like the Dungeness system of rivers here in the next couple of weeks, so that we can actually catch the rhododendrons for once. The wild rhododendrons blooming in the hills. Beep. You see the salmonberry flowers?
Can I take it to more shorts for hiking?
Huh?
Can I take it to more shorts?
Yeah.
And I have to have 3 layers on.
It'll be better on the beach when we're actually in the sun. It's just so damp in here.
Well, it's gonna be kind of cool with the breeze coming off the water.
It's not supposed to be much for breeze. It's supposed to die down.
The ocean's gonna be slightly breezy.
It won't be that bad. The fact that the sun is out already and it wasn't supposed to come out till 2 o'clock was good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to burn off till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
There's a beefy snag for you.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
a beefy snag.
Oh, yeah. It's that beefy snack.
That's the female Sasquatches. Jump.
Yeah. Large step.
After just over a mile, I believe we are descending to the ocean. I can hear the waves, each individual wave hitting now instead of just the roar, and we are dropping quickly. So we'll just let this roll until we get on the beach. Which I also may cut this out, depending on how far away from the beach we are. But I think we're close. I mean, I got plenty of battery, so. Uh-oh. Shmew Nemesis. Sloped mud. Traffic. Do not break a rib. Again. Yeah. That is snot. That is snot. We gotta cut the soles of your boots up, Shmew. Sipe them up for snow grip. Snow and mud grip. Turn them into mud terrains. You like that one? Hey, Nash. When we can see the beach here in a couple, you should take a short and clip it.
I already did one up
I
there.
saw that.
You've been seeing all your trilliums?
And the salmon berries. Both of which are just barely past due.
Strawberries.
I saw 3 gizzards in the desert the other day. And I saw a herd of 12 bighorn sheep. Yeah. And a wild chunk of petrified wood. It was the size of your torso. It was about ready to roll off the waterfall cliff, so I stuck a couple chunks of basalt in front of it so it couldn't advance anymore.
You put it in your backpack?
No. A, we're in the state park, so no. And B, it probably weighed 300 pounds. Like I said, it was the size and length of your torso from hips to neck.
Yeah, you got backpack.
Yeah. I hear beach noises.
Huh?
I hear beach noises.
Oh, yeah.
Next time when we don't have so many slow people, we'll come out and we'll go further along than just to the sand ladder. We'll go to Scott Beach and further maybe. Oh yeah. It's not too bad. A little bit of hoofing and poofing never hurt nobody. Oh yeah, baby. Looks like it's still froggy and misty out over the water. The dampness getting to your sinuses or something?
Hattie guy came off the ship sick.
And sneezed on you? Yeah. Parotrilliums. Perfect bloom, past due. Sunshine. On the ocean? No way. That doesn't exist. I was told the Pacific Northwest Ocean is always cloaked in mist and rain. Yeah. Snot. A little bit of snot.
So my bottom of my boots, I'm feeling pretty bare tires.
And say, are you in rubber boots? Oh, good lord. You need to throw those out. Oh, yeah. There we go.
I can't see the horizon. Well, I barely see the horizon.
You have no grip whatsoever.
Huh?
I said, you have no grip whatsoever.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that fog bank coming down on Teawhit Head over there. That's good. That's good stuff. Oh, yeah. Ready, set, whale.
I'm looking to see if I see any.
This would probably be the best spot to sit and walk.
Actually,
Unless you get up on top of the bluff at the sand ladder. I don't see nobody at this moment in time. I honestly, I don't see the rest of the train neither.
Uh-oh, did Shmoo get past? Oh dear. We've been out here a bunch. One of the spring breaks you guys took us out here when we stayed at Hobuck. We came out, we went up the sand ladder and over to the next beach and everything. Out to Scott Creek and stuff. Which I want to go do that again. Yeah, you might need to wait for her. I'll let you go first for scale. Rounding the corner for the money shot. First money shot. Since Nash is already on beach somewhere. And 1 1/3 miles later, you arrive at the beach. Gonna have Teawhit Head, which separates us from Second Beach over there. And then Scott Bluff? Is it Scott Bluff or is it Taylor Bluff? I think it's Taylor Bluff. Is off to the left and a whole bunch of sea stacks are part of the, I think it's the Giant's Graveyard. This is why you come out to the wilderness coast, is for the sea stacks and all that goodness. I think you want to go this way. Bada bing, bada boom, on the beach, baby. Almost. Man, the sunshine is out already. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Pop across a couple of logs, bing, bang, boom, and we're on the beach. And waterfall. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. There's the rain. Now we're getting a little wet. Oh well, it'll pass. You can see blue sky coming. On to the waterfall. Yeah, yeah. I go walk closer to the water. See what I can find on the rocks. 10 more minutes of rain and then we get another band of blue sky. Welcome to the Washington coast in springtime. It'll rain, but it'll pass. It usually won't last very long. It's when you get further inland into the rainforests that it never ends. Out here, it's a good bet, unless there's an active storm sitting on you, it'll be at least partially sunny. It won't be very warm, but usually the rain doesn't last very long. We still put this stuff on. That water is going to get me. These rocks will be fun to find some stuff on now. Any tins? Just some algae. Not much super exciting. Some algae and some small schmunkles. Father in the blue. Easy to the spot. I'm still putting this rain jacket on. Goodness gracious. Always have one eye on the ocean. Even though the tide's going down, you never know when some water might come and try and swoop you up. Bigger rocks. See if we can at least find some anemones or some starfish. I'm not seeing anything yet. Definitely. Oh, oyster catcher. Maybe I won't go super exploring just yet. I don't want to disturb the oyster catcher. Not much just yet. Large barnacles though. A whole bunch of small anemoners. Raindrops are still kind of big. And some larger anemones starting to come out over there. As soon as I get my rain jacket out, it'll stop raining too. That's how it'll work. It's okay though. I'm putting rain jacket on. Coming into the last little bit of beach. Yes, you can camp on the beach. I'm pretty sure you can camp on any, well, not any of the wilderness beaches. The 3 sections of wilderness beaches along the coast. I'm not sure they want you camping like on the strip right next to the road in the Claylock area, because you know the road's right there and there's designated campgrounds on the land. But out here in the wilderness beaches, I think you can camp pretty much anywhere on the beach. Just got to make sure you're high enough up to where the high tide won't get you. You can see the waterfall there. You can see Giant's Graveyard disappearing around the corner over there. And then behind the smoke, you may see a diamond up on the tree with red and black triangles, or a circle with red and black triangles. That's your emergency escape and the sand ladder to continue, because that is an impassable headland. So you cannot go around that point, which is Taylor Point or Taylor Bluff. You have to go up and over, walk for about 1.5 miles, and then come back down the other side into Scott Creek and Scott Beach. We're gonna go see the waterfall with the wild schmutchappa. Blue sky, blue sky. I'm going to hopefully get a video of the waterfall from fairly close. So, especially since the tide's still going back for an hour. It should give me 2 hours-ish of time to watch video. Especially the blue sky camera. That'll be nice too. So we'll go see what kind of shenanigans we can get. I know my father's looking to try and get over to the base of it. I probably will too after I put this down on the beach somewhere to video it. But yeah, so there's your sand ladder to go up and over the top. I have been up and over the top once down to the next beach as a child. Haven't done it yet, but the next time we come out here, I know I tagged at the beginning of the video, but if I didn't and didn't show up, I'll tag it right there too. To continue on and going, I think it'll be called the South Wilderness Coast North Portal to Scott Creek or something like that. Would be what I name it, but that's the way up. Let's go see Waterfall. We gotta get past this next skinny spot. Suck it in, fat boy. Yeah, there's a big chitin right here too. First one I've seen. Almost got Nash wet. Nash almost got moist. Oh! He almost got gutted. Hey! Oh! Got him good. Oh, that was the time to go right there. The GoPro is in the wrong hand for this. Uh-oh, I'm about to get douched. I'm kind of stuck now. All right, off-roading, here we go. Oh, that was a big one.
Gotcha.
Got me. I've got one hand and it's not the right hand. Balance between content and surviving. Woo! There we go. Wet. I am wet. Holy shit, he's actually gonna... I don't know how he did this part. Hell yeah. Yabba-dabba-doo! I'm gonna come out over here and get a wider angle shot. This is gonna become a waterfall hunting video. Successfully made it. The sponge skin, Shmew, third beach. Need to get even further back with the whole thing. That's as good as I'm gonna get, I think. I should go out there. Oh, yeah, yeah. We're just gonna let this baby roll. This is gonna be its own video. Waterfall hunting, Strawberry Bay Falls at low tide, or something of that nature. This is the first time I think I've made it to the base of the waterfall. I think we've gotten close, but... Alright, I'm gonna go up to this next large platform. I'm gonna see if getting out on this platform gives me a better shot of you guys in front of it. But this is going to be its own video, waterfall hunting.
Yeah, sure.
I think this is the first time we've ever made it to the base of the falls.
What's the falls called again?
Strawberry Bay. This is technically Strawberry Bay.
Strawberry Bay Falls?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Hat off, Dave.
Yeah, you got your hat wet. You can't get it wet. Alright, how do I get around? I guess you gotta go up and over and over.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or you can hit those 3 rocks there.
It is true, I could do that.
It might be a little slippery though.
Ooh. Look at the size of those.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Ah.
Nice.
Yeah. Go. I told you to go, ma'am. Oh yeah. Can I hang my hat in a way to block the sun glare? That is the question right there. That'll do. We're at 11:10. I'll stand around in approximately 15-20 minutes and look at you. That was a big one. After hanging out, having lunch right next to Waterfall, we've decided it's time to head back and go to a different beach. Nash and I are barefoot banditing it. Everyone else is not. So we are going to roll, and I will turn on the hike thing on my watch, which Munchkin should also do. And then we'll see how long this beach is. Oh no, it's a nest! Oh no, it's a nest! His wallet got all sandy too.
Huh?
His wallet got all sandy too.
Yeah. Oh, we got it put it on the ground.
Mine was on the rock.
You put it on the ground.
Mine's on the rock.
You have to try to warn out.
And I listened. Nope. Back at the technical trail outcrop. It's about 2/3 of a mile this direction. You see the waterfall back there. So now we make our crossing. Huh. Again, Nash and I can walk through the water because we're barefoot. Up you go. Just tuck and roll, right? That's on camera.
Look at it. Oh, yeah.
Big, strong, manly man. Oh, look at the Giants graveyard from this angle.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta go that direction next time.
oh.
All right, to the end we go. Hot sand. Sand is warm on my toes. What? Yeah. Dad's up at the high surf line looking for treasures. What he's got currently is a commercial ocean-going crab pot buoy float with a tag on it from the 2024-2025 season, so it's fresh. And I think you're supposed to, or encouraged to, turn them in. braided stream system in action on a microscopic scale. This only other time this really happens is in other very ecologically arid areas, so think the deserts, or up in the barren Arctic areas on Alaskan slope and such like that, where there is little vegetation and little atmospheric moisture compared to the river on the ground, so there's no vegetation to stabilize channeling. I don't know if it's at Teawhit Head or somewhere else, but one of these impassable headlands has like an arch on it. Let's see if I can... Okay, it hasn't been there. The arch is on the other side of Second Beach. This is quote unquote just... Oh, there's an arch on both sides of Second Beach. And Teawhit Head in on Taylor. Second Beach is short, but it looks like it's a good beach to go walk into. This is Teawhit Head right there. Headlands and such. Oh, look at the Giants graveyard now. And the next point down, so you got Taylor Point, Sitka Bluff. What's the next one over there? Let's get back. So you got Taylor Point, Sitka Bluff, Strawberry Point, and the big one way out there behind the Giants graveyard is totally out point. And you get to Goodman Creek, and then way out along somewhere is Trailhead. And you get to the other side and eventually fill out. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty good. That's another good spot in the sand. That's a lot of thoughts in the yuck. Let's actually screw it. Let's follow March. Why not? We don't got no shoes on. We can go walk in the surf a little ways. Oh, there's some deep spots around this rock, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, he's looking eroded hard. Some of the anemones are coming out. Coming back out now. The tide's coming up. What's that? That's a big somebody there. That's a big somebody hanging out here. Oh, it's a mollusk. I was wondering if it was a hermit crab. And if it was a hermit crab, I could probably lift them out. But it was a mollusk, still a schmollusk. Yeah, it might be a little deep. Just in front of the rock. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that water is cold though. About to get rocked out. Alright, so end to end, Strawberry Bay is just shy of a mile. I'm at 0.95 miles. So Strawberry Bay, point to point, is a nice mile walk for the entire length of it. And it is 2/3 of a mile from the trail dumped down to the waterfall. So this northern section is 1/3 of a mile. It's a pretty good walk. Mile and a half back up the trail, so 3 miles of forest walking, and then what was that, 1.5 miles on the beach to go circumvent everything. 4.5 mile day, not too bad at all. We might go to Second Beach, we might go to Rialto, I don't know yet, but if there's enough tags left, I'll tag that right there where we go next. Obviously you gotta do the outro yet still. Bull kelp and other things, those are edible. Most of the seaweed out here is edible and quite good for you. These guys, if you pop the little crab claw things, there's a juice in there and it's like aloe vera. It's very good for cuts and burns and stuff like that. It might be too rocky to get into this first cove without shoes on. I'm more worried about the waves. Stop here for a picture. Probably get a short one too. Northern end of Strawberry Bay, walking into the edge of Teawhit Head. Pan over, got the Giant's graveyard out in the water, and then don't know if you can see it. There's Strawberry Bay Falls there. I think we've reached our limit without shoes on. I don't know. Find out though. How's it cooking? Good looking? What? Said, how's it cooking? Good looking? I don't think we can go any further on bare feet though, but this pocket cove looks cool. Let's get snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Alright, I'll turn this off. And I'll turn it back on when we exit the beach and run the outro. One last pan around to the waterfall and the Giant's graveyard beyond. Goodbye, Strawberry Beach, which I'll point out to in a second, but all those little white flowers in there, you can't see them on this angle, but all those flowers in there on that right there, those are all little strawberries. They're called coastal strawberries or something like that. It's covered, and there's also been some paintbrush in here too that you may have seen, but it took me forever to see because, you know, I'm colorblind and they're a pale washed out orangey color, and to my eyes they blend in with the green until I'm about 15 feet away from them. Yeah, I can't see any in here, but I'm sure there are some. Anywho, let's head on up, and once we get safely moseying up the trail, I will run the outro. Any here? Nope, just some sloughs. Bleeding hearts, maybe? Let's look. And up we go.
Just in case you need, there's Pearspin there.
Yeah, I sure hope not.
Most likely never.
Yeah, I hope not. See, strawberries, look at them all. Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us on this Cooley Outdoors adventure where we hiked the South Wilderness Coast Trail out to 3rd Beach and back. It's going to be about 4.5 miles or so in total. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the content, give it a thumbs down. Either way, please let me know what you did or did not like about it so I can improve it for next time. When we get to that next point there, we'll see if we can look for some whales for a few seconds. Whale spotting? Oh, yep, I saw it. The furthest little sea stack ledge out there, just to the right and beyond. Let's see if they come up again. Up way further out to the first big poofy crab to the right of that. Oh, way out now. Yeah. Yep. Sweet. There it goes. Double. Yep. Sweet. That'll work. Yes.
Well, do it to fight. You could get him with that.
Just got to get a little. I mean, who knows whether or not it'll show up on the GoPro on anything but a 80-inch television, but.
Yeah. Well, I zoomed in with Wendy's phone for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There were 6 of them. Went off in 2 minutes to see them explain. Those were right over that one last little rock.
Yeah.
This is so slippery.
Yeah.
Let's bring up the dryer, Brandon.
Yeah, it is. It's trying. It's only May though. All right, back to doing the outro. Ratings. It is paved highway driving all the way to the trailhead parking lots, but it is 3.5 to 4 hours away from Seattle, so it's a bit of a commitment to get out here just for a day hike. So I'm going to give 2.5 stars to that. Difficulty, I mean, this is the hardest part, is coming back out right here at the end of the day. I'm going to give it 2 stars just because of mud and possible beach walking if you're not comfortable with it for whatever reason, because it is big surf. Yeah, and climbing over logs and stream crossing. And then enjoyment, I mean, a big, wide, sandy beach with big surf to oogle at, sea stacks on either side, and the only beach in Washington with a waterfall directly on it. I'm giving that a full 5 stars because it is amazing and I enjoyed fully. We're either going to be going to Second Beach or Rialto after this, and then next weekend for Nash's birthday we are going paddling out at Steamboat Rock State Park. And then after that, we'll see what I get through in between those before we go out to Montana to go work on the ranch with Jared. And there'll be some, at least some long exposures of sunsets and sunrises from that. And then after that, who knows until we get to the staycation in August. We hit some big hikes in August. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Have a good one and ciao.